Shekhar Kulkarni, Global IT, Head of Digital Architecture at Telefonica. Thank you very much for joining us at the Enterprise Digital Transformation Exchange. Shekhar, can you tell me a little bit more about your role and the wider digital strategy at Telefonica?
So at Telefonica, I'm responsible for defining our global IT architecture, focusing on digital aspects. So essentially, looking at all digital technologies like mobile, big data, cloud, analytics, and how we can integrate them together to essentially make our business digital in terms of giving personalized, context-aware customer experience, ability for us to enable new business models, new partnerships, but at the same time, simplifying our core processes and essentially simplifying our operations and digitalize them. That's really the sort of activities that I do.
You're speaking at the Exchange, and your session is about what the next generation of enterprise architecture will consist of. Can you talk to me about the key capabilities that are going to be involved with these next-gen technologies?
So the capabilities, if you look at in the next generation, I sort of put into three categories. One is really our core. So all your core applications, your business support systems, your operational support systems, how you can simplify them, how we can then essentially deliver them as a microservices that can be deployed, tested, built separately, irrespective of their dependency on other applications. How we can deploy them in the cloud, how we can capitalize on the new ability to agility as well as DevOps to sort of simplify the complexity, but also improve our time to market. So that's the one thing. Second thing is all about really data. So as we know, we generate a lot of data outside of our enterprise, but also inside. How we can collect all data and essentially generate insights and exploit that insights to manage our customer experience, to identify new opportunities. Within that, we are also looking at capabilities that allow us to partner with different business. So how we can get new partner services on board, how we can essentially manage that ecosystem. As you know, in digital, you are not going to be alone. You are going to partnership with number of companies, digital service providers. So you need an ability to manage all that. So that's the second layer. And third layer is really more interesting one, which is really managing the customer interactions. As we provide services for our customers where they can consume those services from anywhere, using any device, the way they want, they can chat with us, they can send emails, they can communicate, they can speak. So in order to enable all that variety of communications, you need ability to manage that. So here we are looking at natural language processing, speech recognition, voice recognition, ability for you to understand all that, and most importantly, understand each customer as an individual. Because when you are chatting or when you are sending SMSs to your service provider, you really need to understand that customer as a person and essentially provide them very much personalized, context-aware experience. So essentially, this is the layer where it actually delivers that experience, obviously using the data and enable layer, and obviously capitalizing on our core applications like our BSS and OSS.
Can you tell me about the importance of linking your digital strategy to your enterprise and the IT architecture of an organization?
So our enterprise strategy is very clear from the beginning. It's right from the board level. We want to become a digital telco. So there are a number of ways we can become a digital telco. Obviously, customer experience, one of those, having ability for us to partner with different businesses and enterprises to create new business models. That's second thing. And internally to simplify our operations, digitalize our business processes. So these are the three main pillars of our strategy. In terms of technology, there are a number of technologies that we can sort of use to enable those. Look at the mobility, cloud, big data, analytics, real-time decisioning. These are all technologies that are enabling all those three pillars of digital transformation. But behind that, we still have our core applications in terms of our business support systems, operational support systems, which is our core. Our core is our network, but also our customer data that we have, our relationship with our customers, the billing relationship that we have. So we can capitalize on all those core strengths and provide essentially the enablement of digital transformation for our business.
And looking forward now, how are you setting out to sort of future-proof your organization and make it more innovation ready?
In Telefonica, we have a number of ways actually managing the innovation. We have separate organization which looks after new technologies, new development. We actually have separate organization essentially participating with different digital players, startups, and working with them to promote them as well as creating those partnerships. So we have a number of ways of managing that, but internally we are also changing. We are digitalizing our ways of working. We got a number of collaborative tools that we currently have. are also a lot of training. So we are sort of training our employees and sort of making them digitally native aware and sort of doing all those activities to be ready for the digital transformation.
You mentioned there about working with the people within your organization. How important would you say changing company culture is when you look at digital transformation?
I think it's very important. As you know, there are a number of things we need to look at, particularly skills, but at the same time, the mindset as well. In digital, you need to be much more agile, you need to be ready for change, you need to be sort of ready for failure. So these are the different characteristics that you need to look at. So there is a lot of change required in terms of the way we approach, the way we deliver our projects and services. So I think there is a change required in terms of moving from project world into essentially where it just becomes business as usual. The digital transformation is essentially, that's what you do. So that's really the main change that we are currently in transiting. It's a big change. So we are in that process of making that change now.
Shekhar, thank you very much for joining us at the Exchange.
All right, cheers.